Good evening and welcome back to Let's Play Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic. When we left off last time, we were out here in the fields of Dantooine searching for the... well, I want to find the Jedi lightsaber crystal cave. But what we're really supposed to be doing is finding the Tainted Grove to complete our third test to become an official Jedi. However, we found a case of two murderers here. We're going to solve it. Well, one guy's a murderer most likely. Maybe they both are murderers. They obviously were tussling with each other. Let's see what they have to say. We'll start with you, Handon-Gold.
Ah, greetings. You must be assisting Master Baluk in his investigation.
I am.
I'm Handon-Gould. Perhaps you've heard of me?
Nope. Should I have?
I guess under the circumstances, no. Well, I presume you wish to hear my story, then?
I do.
I shall tell you, of course, but there's not much to it. I'm sure that you'll agree that Rickard is quite obviously guilty of murder. You see, I was out here running earlier today. Yes, running. I do that a lot. Can't stand speeders, never use them. Keeps me in shape, too, you know.
You run with all the Caphound aggression going on and the
running
Mandalorians?
on the other side of that bridge there, and all of a sudden I heard a shot coming from over here. I ran over and found this man Calder lying on the ground, dead.
Go on.
And I saw Rickard come skulking out of the shadows of the rocks south of the river, and I knew something was wrong. I hit my emergency button and called the Enclave right away. Well, there. That's my story. Now, please hurry this up and arrest Rickard so I can get on with my day.
That's it. All right. Rickard?
Another Jedi, huh? Helping that Twi'lek investigate, no doubt.
Ooh.
He seems stumped.
Sounds like
I'm
a bit
Rickard
of
Lusov.
prejudice here.
Maybe you can figure this out and let me get out of here.
Tell me what happened.
Well, I was out hunting Iriaz when I spotted one over here by the bridge. I pull out my rifle and aim at it. I couldn't see it that well, mind you, because the damn sun was in my eyes. So I shoot it and it drops. I walk over here and find Handon standing over Calder's body. So why don't you get this whole farce over with and send that whiner Handon to the prison he belongs in?
That's a strange story. It makes it sound like a hunting accident and you killed this guy by mistake. Let's talk to the information droid.
Greetings, apprentice. You must be the one Master Baluk has enlisted to help you with this problem. I am an information retrieval droid. I can assist you by accessing the records of both the Jedi Enclave and the central government facilities here on Dantooine. If you have any need of my services, please do not hesitate to talk to me. I have already retrieved some information from the archives on Calder Netic, Rickard Lusov, and Handon-Gould. I have also had time to examine the body of Mr. Netic.
All right.
Is there any information you
Yes,
require?
there is, if you would let me ask it. What did you find out about the body?
My preliminary analysis of the body indicates that he was killed approximately 3 hours ago by a single energy blast to the torso. Is there any other information you need?
Tell me about these planes.
These plains are rife with wild animals, not all of them benign. The Iriaz are mostly docile, but can easily be provoked to violence. Calf-hounds, on the other hand, are much more deadly. There have been over 35 catalogued attacks on settlers by calf-hounds in the last 2 weeks. A general advisory was given out 3 days ago to carry a weapon at all times when on the plains. Small farms and holdings dot the plains and can provide safe refuge for those in need. Is there any other information you need?
That's all you've got? I guess I'll have more questions
Very
later. Can I talk to you guys again?
So, what do you want to know?
Luke said you were limping. Are you hurt?
Well, I kind of sprained my ankle running through the bush before I found the body, but it's nothing that serious.
I want to ask you
So,
something else.
what do you want to know?
Why were you out here? Well, he was hunting Iriaz, you said, but
I
let's
told
see.
you already, didn't I? Was hunting some Iriaz. Haven't seen many in the area recently, what with those cat hounds acting up. But they're still around. Was in my blind a little south of here when I spotted one, like I said before. I shot, pow, went down. But when I come over here, there's Handon standing over the body and the Iriaz was gone. Now, I don't have nothing to do with this, so can I go now?
You cannot. Not just yet.
So, what do you want to know?
What did you see
Well,
happen?
I
was
was
gonna
out
see the same
hunting
thing.
Erie. I shot. And
All
when
right,
I
yeah, this is
called
just
her
the
must
first
have
thing
been
you
hunting.
said. That's all
Right.
for now. Let's go back and see if we can pump more information out of this fella.
How can I be of further assistance?
I'm holding your side. Are you injured?
Injured? No, of course not. Why would I have been? Fit as a bathtub. I run. I don't know if I mentioned that.
You did?
How can I be of further assistance?
Why were you out here? I know you said you were running, but that's really weird.
I was taking my daily constitutional. I just happened to be running by when I heard a shot. I ran over and found Calder's body lying there.
You often run around the plains.
Yes, quite often. I generally prefer running to anything else. Can't stand speeders.
You're not worried
A
about the
healthy body will
cat-hounds?
breed a healthy mind, as I always say.
I guess that's it for now.
Of course.
Is there any other...
That's it,
Very
eh?
well.
Well, it seems... I mean, it would seem like probably this hunter over here thought the guy who died was an Irias, shot him, he went down. But this guy's story about running out here is really weird. Aren't you? Is there something I can do to help you in this investigation? I guess I want to discuss the murder. Very well, we should start at the beginning. If we find the truth behind each piece of the puzzle, we will no doubt resolve the case. Handon said that he was nearby and heard a shot and ran over, only to find Calder already dead. He said Rickard came out of the shadow of the rocks holding a blaster in his hands. Rickard said that he was hunting Irias, saw one through the glare of the sun, and shot at it. It is possible that Rickard may have shot Calder accidentally, and Handon may have found the body, but that seems a very unlikely explanation. It's more likely that at least one of them is lying. Obviously, one of these men is not telling us something, but where does the truth lie? That's the question. Ugh, who's lying? I'm thinking Handon's probably lying, because why is he running out here? That's really weird. So we're just gonna go for it. Why do you believe that? Fat people always lie. He didn't mention the weapon found by the body. He was here at just the right time. Hold on, let me make sure I got the right guy. Perhaps you should examine their story more. Your information retrieval droid is useless. It can access all these databases, but I can only ask it 2 questions.
Is there any other...
Yeah, that's it. It's later, and I have more questions, droid.
Very well.
I guess maybe look at the body again. Anything else here? Nope, that's exactly what it was. Alright, we're just gonna say it's Handon. Alright, let's discuss it. Yeah, all of that. Handon's lying. Not because fat people always lie, but didn't mention the weapon. True, he didn't mention it, but he didn't deny it was there either. It simply had no bearing on the question as asked. I do not believe this is definitive evidence. What he said was not directly false. If you are unable to deduce the facts of this case, I will have to take these men to the Enclave and deal with this myself. But since you've talked to the suspects, there's no harm in you trying a bit more. Alright. Handon again, because he was here at just the right time. It does seem very convenient that Handon was in the area at exactly the right time. But stranger coincidences have been known to happen. I do not believe this is definitive evidence. It could be simple chance. Alright, I'll continue my investigation. You gentlemen have anything else to say?
How can I be of further assistance?
No, this is all the same stuff.
Of course.
Maybe this is unsolvable, and that's the quest. The test, whatever. Okay, we'll try it again. Well, you tell me. You already told me that. Alright. Let's discuss it. We're gonna say Rickard's lying this time. There are no Irias. Oh, duh. Because it was cloudy and there was no sun glare. He's lying because he was being rude to me. Yes, well done. It was very cloudy this morning. If it happened as Rickard said, the sun would not have been visible at the time of the killing. You seem to have caught Rickard in a bit of a lie. Seems I was correct in assuming you could help me with this case. This lie doesn't prove Rickard is guilty, but I think you've taken the first step in unraveling this mystery. We should proceed on to the next point. We need to find a motive for the killing. Maybe you should talk to the men about their relationship with the victim. And of course, if I need anything else, he's gonna stay here. Okay. Well, now I feel really dumb, because in hindsight, that was kind of obvious, but we'll attempt to do better on this
How
point.
can I be of further assistance?
Did you know the victim?
I knew him a little bit, but I was not any sort of great friend to him or anything. I never really associated with him that much. In truth, I didn't really want to. He had a reputation. Very inconsiderate of family, I heard. But merely having heard unkind things about someone wouldn't make me want to kill him.
No one says you killed him yet. I want to ask you something
How
else.
can I be of further assistance?
Why would someone want to kill him?
Well, you see, Calder was involved in some pretty sordid business from time to time.
Oh?
More often than not, I've heard. Disreputable business practices, even more disreputable clients. I've even heard he had dealings with a hut. A hut here on Dantooine.
Oh, huts aren't all
Now,
bad.
I bet you're wondering if I had any reasons to kill the
Well,
man.
obviously.
But I tell you, I hardly knew him. I saw him once or twice, yes, and I've heard some pretty unkind things about him, but certainly nothing that would make me want to kill him.
All right, that's it
Of
for
course,
now.
of course. Listen, if you need anything, I shall be glad to assist.
You, sir?
So, what do you want to know?
Did you know the victim?
Yeah, I knew him. Hell, we've known each other for a good long time. Doesn't mean I really have to have liked the slime ball.
Okay.
Maybe I shouldn't be so hard on him. Especially now that he's dead. We actually got along pretty well most of the time. We just had our differences. We were actually business partners. We were involved in some orbit-to-ground transport operations for Aerotech. Can I leave now?
No.
I should probably be the one to give the news to his wife.
I want to ask you something
So,
else.
what do you want to know?
Why would someone want to kill him?
You Jedi are so predictable. Always seeing some greater purpose behind everything, when the simple answer is usually the right one. Can't you see that it must have been Handon? I found him standing over the damned body.
That's
I
not
don't
the
know
simple
why this
answer
is
for
causing
why
you
someone
so
would wanna
much
kill him.
trouble. You almost seem as lost as this Baluk guy.
That's all
Right.
for now. All right, you. Let's discuss this murder. All right, we know Rickard lied about the sun blinding him while he was shooting, but we need more to go on. So, Handon told me he barely knew the victim. On the other hand, Rickard and the victim were business partners. However, according to Rickard, they got along quite well. On the surface, neither man seems to have a motive for killing Calder. I don't know, Rickard mentioned Calder's wife. Rickard's lying. Why do you believe that? He does not seem like a businessman. I don't think that's... I reconsidered. Maybe Handon? No, because he was probably stalking him is even less. You know what? I actually... I want to talk to the droid. We'll say Rickard, because he doesn't seem like a businessman. I do not believe Rickard was lying about being in business with Calder. We have a record of that, fully registered and licensed, and I'd know that if I talked to the droid. Seems like you're having trouble separating the facts from wild guesses. Maybe I was mistaken in believing you were ready for this case. I can handle it, just hold on. I will continue my investigation. Sorry, robot, I forgot to talk to you.
Is there any other information you need?
There's lots of information I need. What can you tell me about Calder and Handon?
The Southwood Speeder rental business has records that over the past 7 weeks, a speeder had been rented by Mr. Nettic and Mr. Gold. Is there any other information you need?
Mr. Gold, who says he hates speeders. Can you tell me about Calder and Rickard?
According to the municipal authorities near the Garang spaceport, there had been news of violent drunken activity in a cantina attached to the port. Apparently, a Mr. R. Lusoff was making accusations at a Mr. C. Nettic about cheating him in a business deal. Jedi Tuka was dispatched to the scene and restored order. Is there any other information you need?
More
Very well.
questions
I
later.
will...
Let's talk to this fella. Discuss this murder. Handon, we know he's lying about something. Because he had rented a speeder. The Southwood Company's record did say that Calder and Handon had rented a land speeder together several times. So he did know a man, even though he says he barely knew him. This shows that he did, in fact, know the victim, but this hardly counts as a motive for murder. I'm afraid I can't accept your judgment on this point. Supposition does not equal evidence. Fine. I guess it's gonna have to be Rickard again. They did have a fight over business matters. It's not unusual for business partners to disagree sometimes, but if you found proof Calder was cheating on him, things could escalate to violence. I think it's more suspicious that the other guy said he didn't know him at all, but that was a lie. Well, it certainly is a motive for murder. The case is taking shape. However, you mustn't jump to any quick conclusions. Perhaps we should now focus on the murder weapon itself. You might want to see what information the witnesses and the information droid can provide you about the blaster found near the body. And of course, he'll be here if we have questions. Let's start with the information droid.
Is there any other information you need?
Tell me about the weapon.
We cannot get any more specific analysis from that sample other than the fact it did not belong to Calder. Is there any other information you need? These
Oh no,
planes
don't
are
talk. I meant to
so
say I
far-
don't want
is
to
there
talk to you. How do I get out of here? Just go down a little more.
Very well.
Done. You, tell me about
How
this
can I be
weapon.
of further assistance?
What do you know about the weapon found by the body? Or actually, I'm going to call him out. You knew Calder better than you admit. You rented a speeder with him.
But I realize this must seem like a motive to you, but I assure you it isn't. I dislike Calder, true. I would punch his face in given the opportunity, but I would not kill him.
Why'd you lie about knowing him? Punch his face in. Why?
My wife was cheating on me.
Oh ho!
I slept in my own bed while I was in the next room. But, as much as I may hate him for that, I could not kill him. It may have been my own fault for driving my wife away. I must try not to take the law into my own hands. I was just out running, trying to clear my head for the divorce proceedings, not stalking him to kill him. Running is not a crime.
I want to ask you something else.
How can I be of further assistance?
What do you know about the weapon?
That blaster was stolen from my house last week. I never knew what happened to it. I hardly have enough money to afford a single blaster, let alone another. I can't tell you how important it is to have a weapon on hand with all these ravenous calf hounds around. Even an Irias can take a man down if it gets in the mood. Every settler has a weapon. It's our most prized possession. I would most appreciate it if I could have that back after you determine that Rickard is the killer. How can I be of further assistance?
So it's your weapon, you're saying. Interesting. You wanted to kill him for having an affair with your wife. I don't think it will be helpful to say that at this point. Nothing more right now.
Of course.
So, what do you want to know?
You thought Calder was cheating you.
Now, I don't love Calder, but we go back a long way. We run a suborbital shipping and transport company out of Garang Spaceport. We've been partners in that business for well over 20 years, and we've been doing just fine the way we are.
I don't think it really helps to... I'll try it. You can deny it, but there was bad blood between you.
Right.
Oh.
So, what do you want to know?
What about the weapon found by the
That
body?
blaster? Never seen it before. Calder himself had a preference for Echani weaponry. He had this one really nice light blaster rifle that he always used. Always wished I could get myself a rifle like the one he had. That blaster ain't it, though. Calder only had the one rifle, too, so he either must have borrowed that, or it's someone else's. Right.
Interesting. Do you have anything
How
to
can I
say
be of
about that
further
blaster?
assistance?
Do we have options? Alright, we'll go ahead and accuse him. You wanted to kill him for having an affair with your wife.
Knock his block off, maybe, sure, but not kill him. I hope you don't find that incriminating. You know, normally I'm not prone to outbursts like that, but Calder, Mr. Neddick, he was not a very nice person. Not a very nice person to me or my family. I had had my suspicions for several weeks, but had no proof until 2 days ago. It seems Calder was seeing my wife, right under my nose, no less. But, as much as I may hate him for that, I could not kill him. It may have been my own fault. I was
Alright, you
just
already
out...
said that. That's all
Of
for
course.
now. Make sure this guy doesn't have
Is
anything
there
else to
any other-
say. Okay. Is there a report of Handon's blaster being stolen?
I am sorry, but I seem to be failing you. I have searched and searched, but I cannot seem to come up with anything at all. I thought to find the record of the missing weapon report Mr. Gould filed with the authorities, but there does not seem to be one. Is there any other information you need?
No.
Very well.
We are gonna ask him, why didn't you file a missing
How
report?
can I be of further assistance?
Not an option? Alright,
Of course.
let's try talking to this fella again. So. The blaster's Handon's, and he lied about it being stolen. We're assuming because he didn't report it. So we've caught Handon in a lie. Interesting, but I think we may need one final piece of the puzzle. There was a blood sample on the weapon that had been sent back for analysis just before you arrived. Perhaps you could inquire with the information droid about it. If there's anything else you need, I'll remain here. Alright, droid, tell me about this blood sample.
Is there any other information you need?
Tell me about the blood sample.
I have just received back an analysis of a sample of the blood found on the weapon. It had been sent back to the Enclave just before you arrived. The blood on the weapon is definitely not Calder's. Unfortunately, there was a bacterial contaminant in the sample that had been taken back to the laboratory, and it had become degraded. We cannot get any more specific analysis from that sample other than the fact it did not belong to Calder. Is there any other information you need?
No, that'll be that.
Very well. I will be here to assist you.
He's limping. He's holding his side, and he could be bleeding.
How can I be of further
We just
assistance?
can't see it.
Injured?
No, and he's denying his injury too, whereas the other guy admitted it.
Of course. Of course.
It's him. I thought that from the start. Because no one's just running out in cat-hound-infested fields. Alright. I assume the blood on the weapon belongs to the victim, but I want to be thorough. What have you learned about the blood on the weapon? You're wrong. It did not belong to the victim. That is surprising. So the blood must belong to one of the suspects. But which one? It's Handon. Why do you believe that? He's clutching his side. Handon has been moving oddly since I arrived. Perhaps we should examine him a little more closely.
Hey, what are you doing?
There is blood. Handon appears to have suffered some sort of blaster wound to his side. He killed that guy for cheating his wife. Seems there is one likely scenario. Rickard killed Calder for cheating him in business. While shooting Calder, he must have also hit Handon by accident. That's not the scenario. No, Handon is the guilty one. They're both guilty. They could both be guilty, but... No, I'm pretty sure it's Handon. An interesting theory, but what do you base that on? What possible motive could he have had? Calder was cheating with his wife? Yes, I concur. That is a good motive for Handon to have. And Handon being the killer matches with the facts of the case as presented so far. And so you've made your judgment in this case.
I can leave now, then?
I could let you go for 100 credits. Stay out of trouble from now on.
What? No!
Yes, Mr. Gould? Is there something wrong? Do you not feel justice has been done here? Do you not feel you should be taken to the Enclave for sentencing?
No. If I'm going, I'm not going alone. You don't know what you've done.
What do you mean?
Look, I came out here, I admit, to kill Calder. But so did Rickard. He must have thought it was Calder when he shot and hit me. So I'm going to prison. But I shouldn't be going alone. Did you idiots have to let the slime ball go?
Yeah. Oh, it appears your investigations were incomplete. I imagine if we examine the business records, we will discover Calder had been cheating Rickard. That information would have been easily accessible through the information droid. Whatever, you should have looked into it during your investigation. Maybe I think I'm comfortable with letting him go. He didn't actually kill the guy.
Yes, you tentacle-headed moron. I came out here and killed Calder, but Rickard was here to do that too, and he shot me by mistake.
But he didn't actually kill anybody, and you did. I will return to the Enclave with Mr. Gould in custody, and I will also have the authorities apprehend Mr. Lusov. It is a minor inconvenience, but one well worth the cost if you have learned your lesson here. Fine. I realize your judgment was incorrect, but I allowed you to make it so you could understand that there are always consequences to our actions. As a Jedi, you must always remember this. Good day, may the Force be with you. Do I get anything for that? Really? There we go. I was gonna say, not even experience? Okay. Whew. That was insanely time consuming. But it was kind of fun to sort through, even though I only got it partly right. Well, whatever. We'll continue on, but we will continue next time. I'm gonna close things up here. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed this. Come back next time. We'll finish exploring, see if we can find the Tainted Grove.